the processing today, the word beaming is basically defined as the sort of wet work portion of working with the hide. Taking the hide and then removing the hair and fleshing it and cleaning it up. They just refer to that as beaming. So, because it used to be done over a beam. All right, I need to get a knife. Forgot to get this out. You guys have it?
Okay, so who wants to try to like start? What does that mean?
Last person.
It's totally volunteer basis if you guys want to do it. It's actually, the lime makes it actually, yeah, it's actually easy because the lime has already made it easy to push, like to get rid of the hair, if that makes sense. So it's actually kind of like, it's kind of fun.
I want to try it.
And he's made tools for this.
I kind of
It
have
sort of
to.
looks like a big kneading thing, right?
Okay, this is a fleshing knife. Okay, or something close to this is probably what they would have used, you know, back in the Middle Ages. You can actually still find these. They sell them in taxidermy catalogs for people that want to, you know, clean up a hide and do it, say, one at a time. You know, but as a tool, this is probably what they would have used. You know, this is what's been around for quite a while. It has a sharp edge on the front. This one also has a sharp edge on the back. The shape of the tool, it has like a slight curve in it this way, and there's also a curve this way. So you put all that together with the fact that you are doing the work over a curved surface, and it allows you a lot of control and a lot of precision, more than you'd think, in trying to, you know, clean off a hide. So, but what I need to do before I get to that is the dehairing portion. All right, and we're using, as I went into detail, that I'm using lime. Nowadays, they would use, you know, the advent of modern chemistry. They have lime takes about a week and a half. There are chemicals, basically sulfide compounds, sodium sulfide, sodium hydrosulfide, that will, their objective is to dissolve proteins. Hair is a protein. Skin is basically just a collection of different proteins: collagen, elastin, keratin, gelatin. But the sulfide compounds in particular dissolve keratin, which is hair. So they attack and dissolve keratin, and this hide, you put it in a drum with, you know, 4 or 5% of sodium sulfide, and in about 45 minutes, it will just reduce the hair to just a gray soup, gray slimy soup. So it works incredibly quickly. So you can dehair a skin in under an hour, whereas, you know, it used to take over a week. So, but if we need to remove the hair after the skin has just been in lime, we would use this. Okay, a scudding knife. Scudding is basically a weird way of saying that you're sort of scraping the hide and cleaning out all the grease and stuff. Think of it kind of like removing zits a little bit, blackheads, and, you know. But I should put an apron on so I don't get this.
This is gonna be a fun project.
Made the mistake once of handling hides after they clean out of a bath in a sulfide solution, and they tend to be very slippery after they come out. And I thought these gloves makes it really hard to grab onto this thing, so I just use gloves. And then you know, a few minutes later, I happened to look at my fingernails and noticed that they were all sort of blue and puffy.
Oh
It's like,
God.
Oh my god.
And then I went like that, and I scraped a hole right through my fingernail,
Oh my God.
because
You got
fingernails are made of keratin also.
Yeah.
So I, you know, very quickly, you know, obviously that was a really stupid thing to do. But I quickly went and washed my hands off, and then washed the sulfide off, and then just let my hands dry out. My fingernails solidified, and after that they were okay. But so it's always a good idea to use gloves. And it's always good to have a knife around. To sort of clean the hide up, so you know you don't need this on here. I don't need this anymore either. Okay. Open the tail up. Like so. Okay. And then the goal is you basically want to anchor your hip against the hide so that it doesn't sort of run away from you as you're trying to work on it. Okay? But make sure it's flat on here, and then isn't that gratifying? Nice and clean. So, but yeah, you know, keep a sort of a mental image of what this hide looks like now, compared to what you guys are used to seeing as an end product. So, and it is sort of a miraculous transformation in some ways. So, you know, I mean, sorry.
How much like prep are you applying?
Not a whole lot. I mean, you know, that means it's been sitting in here long enough.
Yeah.
If it sits in for too long, it actually will start to weaken the hide, and the lime will start to dissolve the hide and gelatinize it. And you don't want that either. So, I mean, I have in here. I did a demo at the University of Binghamton. I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I brought the hide up to do this, and so I brought it back with me. So this hide's been sitting in a lime solution for several weeks, and lime is a good preservative up to a point, but after a while, it will definitely weaken the skin. See, I mean, it's just pulling apart. So that's too long.
Is there any way of salvaging it?
Of salvaging that? Not really. You know, a lot of the hide fibers have been just they're too far gone. So you could try to neutralize and clean it, dry it out, which would work up to a point, but you would still end up with a very, very weak skin. It would pull apart very easily. So, all right, so. It's important that you use a blunt edge for something like this. If it's too sharp of an edge, you'll end up, cutting the skin. So, and oftentimes, this is something that we have to take into account, is that we don't necessarily know what the skin is going to look like until we get the hair off the animal, until we get the hair off the hide. By that point, we've already purchased the hide, so we hope that they do a good job. But, you can see here, that's a flesh cut. That is from somebody doing a bad job of butchering the animal, as is this here. And you can see sort of traces of cuts on the other side of the skin. If you cut too deeply into the skin, those will show up later on. Because you have, for instance, you have to take the skin, you have to be able to stretch it and scrape it during the later processes. And if there is a thin spot in the skin, that's probably going to be the first spot that's going to pop a hole in it and rip. So it's important that the skin be, you want it to be as expertly butchered as you can get. So I'm also, doing this, you can actually scrape out some of the pigment that is on the hide also. one difference between calf and goat, the two main types of parchment that we make, is that the color of the hide on a goat skin doesn't necessarily correspond to the color of the fur. This is black and white. The hide is gray. Sometimes the fur can be white and the hide could be brown and white spots. It doesn't necessarily correspond. So it makes it a little harder to predict what kind of usable material we'll get. But if you look at a calf skin, the color of the fur on a calf always corresponds to the color of the hide underneath. So, right? Does anyone want to try this?
Okay, who wants to try this first? Favorite gloves.
You want the apron, or you just stand far enough away?
I'll take the apron. All right.
Not afraid to get in, get dirty. No, you're not interested.
Anyone else want to try it?
Probably.
You should do it.
Yeah, if you want me to film, I can film for you.
I actually am a
Yeah,
vegetarian,
right
so this
there.
is like really weird for me, but also my stepdad hunts, so this is not weird for me.
You
I
can
don't
show
have
him like a
conflicted-
video.
Well, I say
Take a picture
stepdad,
and then send it to me.
ex-stepdad.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He's still around, sort of, but not.
Not really.
So do me a favor and take a picture and then send it to me.
Everyone,
And also an action shot.
she's
This-
filming. There
Yep.
will be
Okay.
action shot.
I'm gonna have to put
People
this.
always ask if we take it in turns.
Uh-huh.
We're more than happy to, if somebody really wants to come do this, if they're that crazy,
That feels really good.
It's like extreme shaving.
It's just so, it's so satisfying. I missed a lot of spots, but
well, that's not bad for your first try.
anyone else? Sorry.
Do you want to go?
Yeah.
Yay!
Shauna.
Shauna wants to go.
All right. Okay, you can hold the apron for a second.
Did it.
Be careful not to have any goop land on your shoes. Okay? Right. I could get a whole new hide for you if you want.
There's not much left on this.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
here,
sorry.
let me take borrow those gloves for a second. And I'll let you.
I'm gonna not get right when it splashes.
You should cut it too.
I'm gonna tell my sisters about this because all three of us are vegetarian, and they're probably going to love it.
Oh, it's a sheep.
How about this? Sheep pie. Oh, yeah. This is gonna be fun.
I love when you can see the ears. There's the one.
Well, if there are, you're welcome to cut them off. So sheep, goat, deer, and calf are the four main types of parchment that we produce. Goat tends to be, you know,
Grab
Are there?
huh?
Are there any parts? 'Cause I couldn't-
Well, there's the ears here, which will probably be trimmed off. The knife, you can.
Don't mess with Sean.
Long bits of the skin, but
This is
you
so
don't have to
real.
trim off anything.
I might just do this part just
Okay.
for the experience.
All right. Yeah. Other side, right? That side.
She's having a little difficulty with
Huh?
It's not cutting at all.
Try harder.
Anyone else want to try?
Don't hurt yourself.
I believe in you.
I can do this.
You can do it.
Oh, you can do the thing.
You got the job.
I should not sound the same.
Okay.
Too much of a shock.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, Lord.
That's good.
Wow.
No one else wants it.
Yeah, because I'm
I'm
not
thinking about it now.
I'll try it.
Keep going.
Or you can go. If you want to like finish it, like
no, because
There are multiple skins. We're good. You got this. So if you want to keep going, it's cool because if other people want to try their own
we'll just be here and do like 20 skins.
Wow.
oh, that was a gross sound.
You get out a little bit. Listen. A bit. Wow.
It's like the wishing, that's gross.
Very cool.
Yay!
Okay. Anyone else want to try?
I'll try if it wouldn't be like too much trouble. Like if we're ready to move on to other things, like that's also okay.
You can totally try.
You can do it.
You can flip it, right? Yeah. I think you flip it.
Oh, that's the scary side.
No, I mean like.
There's like,
There's more on that
Oh,
side.
yeah.
Alright, so.
Oh, Megan, I thought you were like going for it barehanded to go flip that thing.
Jesse,